Did you see this kind of image slider and wonder how it's made? You tried making it, but it turned out to be absolutely shit. Well, no wonder, because I'm here to explain it to you how you can replicate this. Step into the captivating world of JavaScript projects as I, your host, extend a warm welcome to this exciting episode. Just fire up your code editor and let's get started. The first step is to create a div element and place all your images inside that div. Don't forget to link the CSS file to the head section of your HTML document. Once you've done that, it's time to write some CSS for styling. Begin by resetting the margin and padding properties, as they can be quite annoying at times. By resetting them, you ensure a clean starting point. Next, define the height and width of the container. You can use the position absolute property to position it in the center of the page. Alternatively, you can utilize flexbox or grid properties to achieve the same result. Although the container is now centered, the images might appear too large. Let's fix this by setting the image width to 100% so that it fits perfectly within the container. If you're using Flexbox, it will display the images in a horizontal view by default. To prevent any horizontal scroll bars from appearing, add the overflow hidden property to the container. To add a professional touch, you can incorporate a video in the background. Make sure to adjust the dimensions of the video to ensure it looks perfect. Remember that the z-index property will only work if you define a position value other than static for the element. So be sure to specify the position property accordingly. Add some buttons, style them, and you're good to go. the styling part is done. Let's move on to the functional part, JavaScript. First, define the variables. The counter variable is used later and is very important. Let me explain what's happening here. Whenever you click on the right button, it triggers a click event that increases the counter value by 1. Then, a for each loop is executed on every image each time the right button is clicked. This loop applies a specific style to each image. Let's examine this in more detail. When you press the button, the counter is initially set to 1. This value is then passed here, multiplied by 100, and converted to a percentage. So each time you press the button, the counter increases, and the image will slide to the left by the corresponding percentage value. Notice the minus sign. It defines the direction of the slide. You can change it according to your liking. Similarly, you can do the same for the left button. Instead of increasing the counter, you would decrease it to control the slide in the opposite direction. Now we have an issue here. Notice that the images keep sliding to the left, even when there are no more images left. This happens because we haven't defined the limit for how far you can slide, so it keeps sliding indefinitely. Let's fix this. Firstly, since we don't need the left button initially, let's remove it for now. There's no need for it at the moment. Once the counter value reaches 5, which means it's the last image, we will completely remove the right button to prevent the endless sliding. Additionally, when the counter value is above 0, we need the left button to be displayed. So, make sure it's visible.
Wow!
The same concept applies to the left button. Pressing the left button will display the right button when the counter value is at the 5th image. I understand this might be a bit confusing at first, but let me summarize it. We don't need the left button on the first image and the right button on the 6th image. When the counter value is between 1 and 5, including 5, while pressing the right button, we need the left button to be displayed. However, at the counter value of 5, the right button should be hidden. Similarly, when pressing the left button, we don't need the left button on the first image, so it should be hidden. From counter values 0 to 4, we need the right button to be displayed. I might have made it more complicated than necessary, but if you watch it one more time, you will understand it better.
Hi, I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have: patience. Sometimes patience is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?